What's up, family? Back at you again with another drug story from Baltimore City. This time it was in the county. Three officers. They got exposed to fentanyl and they had to be rushed to the hospital. That's how potent this drug is, man. And I'd like to report on the drugs in our city, man, and in this community, man, because I'm a recovering addict myself. And I struggle to stay clean in the city because heroin and cocaine and marijuana is just so plentiful in Baltimore. So I came across this story today, man, where the police officers encountered some suspects, man, that had some fentanyl, and just from touching it, apparently they had to be rushed to the hospital. They said he was experiencing some medical conditions. In other words, they was high. That's how potent this stuff is, man. So I like to try to stay up on this fentanyl and how deep it is in our city, man. But back in the day, fentanyl was in this city already, but it was just under another name, like China White. And I remember a few years ago, they was just calling it straight up a horse tranquilizer. You know, and people was dying off it. And the more people died off of it, the more addicts wanted it. And that's crazy how the drug game is, man. Especially if you're an addict. If you find out people in OD'd or some stuff, man, to an addict, that must mean that it's good. So they want that. The more potent the drug is, the more the addict want it. Because using heroin on a day-to-day basis, man, your tolerance grows for it. Your tolerance will go up, and you just want more and more. Now, like I said before in another video, I got two brothers that died as a direct result of drug overdose. So that was motivation enough for me to want to stop messing with heroin and cocaine and alcohol. Now, I didn't quit right away, but eventually I thank God that I ended up giving it up. And right now, to this day, I don't even have a desire to use. So here's another story, man, from Baltimore County dealing with the fentanyl.
3 Baltimore County police officers got sick after being exposed to fentanyl yesterday. Drugs were found on 2 people that were being arrested during a traffic stop. After the arrest, 2 officers returned to the Woodlawn precinct to finish processing when they came in contact with a white powdery substance.
During the time of that exposure, they packaged the evidence, and then shortly thereafter, they began to suffer medical symptoms, and police and fire personnel were called to the scene.
A 3rd officer came in contact with the suspects and got sick as well. All 3 officers were taken to cyanide for treatment, and the precinct was evacuated. The building and the police cars decontaminated. Police say the suspects will now face additional charges.
Yeah, see, man, they had to contaminate the whole building. That's how potent that stuff is, man. I just thank God, man, I stopped getting high, man, before this fentanyl became plentiful in the city, man, because I might not be here today making this video. So I am so grateful, man, that I'm in recovery right now. Because, man, I don't know, man, I was kind of out there, man. And I'm just grateful today that I ain't caught up in the grip like that, man. And I don't have to have that. So, you know, I feel for the officers, man. And a lot of times people get hooked on heroin from doctors prescribing pain medication. They might have an incident or something where they might get hurt, and then the doctor prescribed like Percocet or Oxycontin or whatever. And then by the time it's time for them to come off, they gotta have it. So that's what's happening a lot in the counties. They get those prescription drugs like Percocets, like I just said, Demerol, and all of it is an opiate. So once those prescriptions run out, man, they got a full-blown habit. So what they do, they run to Baltimore City, where they know the heroin and fentanyl is more potent. Because you got more people overdosing in the rural areas now than you do in the city. And now that it's out in those counties like that and white people dying off of it, now it's starting to be a national issue with opioids. But at first, when the people in the inner cities were just dying from it, man, it seemed like to me that they could care less. You know, the hell with those Negroes. That's what they say. So now that, you know, little Johnny and Becky and them is dying off of it. You know, now they want to make it a national issue and try to prevent more overdoses in those counties. Now, I know that they shut down a lot of programs in the city. So now they filtering money into the counties, man, to try to get people clean, which is a blessing, really, man, because I wouldn't wish no opiate addiction on no one, man. It's a horrible disease. So, and addiction is a disease. But you know, I was reading, they got what they call a flat book. And what it says is that drugs don't make you an addict. So it's really got something to do with you personally, which makes you an addict, prone to be an addict anyway. And I'll get into that more when I start doing a little bit more studying. I don't want to get into that now, but yeah, so it's not really the drug that makes you an addict, man. It's that something in you that makes you want to get high. So, but I'm going to get into that more on my next video.